G'day listeners and welcome to another episode of the Scouting Australia podcast powered by Australian Property Scout Buyers Agency. I'm your host, Sammy Gordon, and today, guys, I am absolutely pumped. We know you love the investor episodes, and today we've got an exciting one for you. The man's got 12 properties, 16 rentals with him and his wife. He was one of the mentoring winners at the Gold Coast Summit last year in 2024. Recently started his own brokerage as well, mate, so well done on that. Top bloke, recent father as well, mate. Big congratulations on that. Man, you got a great story and one that I'm looking forward to unpack. And Mr. Jack Williams, mate, welcome to the show.
Hey, mate, thanks for having me. Stoked to be able to hear the intro live. Been listening to the potty for a long time, so really humbled to get asked to be on here. So thank you,
mate. I'm absolutely pumped. I know we've got a lot to unpack today within your own journey. Man, I'm curious as to how you feel about coming on the show as well, because you said obviously I know you've been listening for a long time, and yeah, man, when you first won the mentoring, we had that chat in that first conversation that we had around coming on the pod, and you're like, oh, I don't know, man. Like, how you feeling today being here in the room?
Yeah, good, excited. I mean, like probably most people, not used to talking about myself, but pumped, excited, and just honoured to be here. Also, like you said, it's also my wife Kayleigh's journey as well, so she's not here, but also.
How does she feel about you coming on the pod as well, man, and sharing the story?
Yeah, she's proud. Yeah.
She's very much been on board as well. There's obviously a few things we'll dive into a bit later, that she's been willing to make some, I guess, sacrifices, in the journey as well. Yeah, man. So how does she feel about you coming on today?
Yeah, she's proud, and like I definitely couldn't do any of it without her. Like I'm really blessed to have a wife that supports me 100%, believes in me. Yeah. To like make those decisions. Yeah. So yeah. She'd be proud. Yeah, well, she is proud.
She is proud.
That's of herself too.
Yeah, for sure, man. 100%. I know from the very start, man. And she was at the summits with us as well, man. So it was cool to kind of, kind of have that dynamic as well, because so often there's one partner that's all in and the other's either not in or like not can be, a little unsupportive sometimes especially in those initial pieces. But I know she's backed you the whole way through, man. Yeah. So, and sometimes that just comes from fear, So often it comes from fear from that one side being so keen to do it and the other side not. But I know she's sort of been backing you the whole way through, man. So it's cool to see, man. It's cool to see the success you guys have had. Obviously her being a massive part of it too, man. So super keen to jump into it, and big shout out to Kayleigh as well, and your little nearly 3-month-old bubs as well, mate.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out to Kayleigh.
That's it, mate. That's it. Now, like we said, man, 12 property portfolio, 16 rentals. Do you want to give us a bit of a snapshot of, I guess, portfolio value and whatnot at this point as well?
Yeah. So, like you said, 12 properties, 16 rentals. Val 7.5 mil.
Oh yeah.
So there's a fair bit of lending on that. 5.9 mil lending.
Yep.
Gone pretty hard, over the past couple years. But so sitting at 7.5 mil.
Yeah, beautiful, man, beautiful. I think it's normal in the journey as well to obviously accumulate that level of debt early. When you're going through that heavy accumulation phase, you're ripping equity, you're building it out. You're not resting on the laurels or waiting for it to build up. I think it's very normal. And the cool thing will be you run that through a nice growth cycle. And even if you sat there and did nothing right now, let's say it goes through and does 50%, 100%, we're talking a 12 mil, 15 mil portfolio sitting at that 5.9 million worth of debt. Not that you're someone to rest on your laurels, but yeah, man, it's cool to sort of look at that piece of going hard, man, and embracing that side of it as well. So it's cool, man. It's cool.
Yeah, 100%. It's something to embrace, debt. It's not something to be afraid of, for sure.
Is that a brokerage? Is that a broker comment or
plug?
Man, I'm the biggest advocate there is of it as well. So you know me, man. Right, flying close to the sun when you're early in the journey, it's all part of it, man. It's all part of it. So, mate, let's rewind back to the very start. It's a way I always love to run these investor apps, because so often people that are as driven to produce what you've produced. How old are you now?
31.
31. How old's Kayleigh?
Should be 30.
Okay, sweet. So you guys are still young, right? 30, 31. And you built such a sizable portfolio in this period of time. Man, I always love to go back to the start, because it kind of allows you kind of unpack where a lot of the stuff sort of began and started from. And I want to kind of get to that point where that flick, that switch got flicked, in terms of you making that decision towards wanting to build towards that wealth creation journey as well. But if we rewind back to the very start, man, we talk about childhood, and from there, mate, what are you willing to divulge from that?
All the way back?
Let's go all the way back, man.
Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't have an average or normal childhood. I'm from a small town in the Blue Mountains, Katoomba, North Katoomba.
You're from Katoomba?
Yeah.
I thought you were always from the Gong.
No, it wasn't. Moved down there probably 10 years ago, but which we'll get into. But yeah, North Katoomba, which is like the rough area of Katoomba.
Yeah.
Single mum most of my childhood, one older sibling. Father left when I was really young.
Yep.
So, that's sort of, where like, single mum most of my childhood. Father left, I was 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and the reason being it was like, abuse and drugs and alcohol.
Yep.
So it just escalated, which actually particular event, it is important because it sort of did shape me. There was one particular event when it escalated that my mum was airlifted.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So she actually passed away briefly, but then she was in a coma for a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Crazy, man.
And like half her skull is like acrylic.
Jesus.
Yeah, so that was pretty young, and then that was my father was gone from
asking, how old were you at that point?
4.
4.
So pretty young.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Older sister, so she would have been about 10.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so like that was pretty young. And then I've always been like the black sheep of the family. So he was my father. He wasn't my sister's my half sister.
Yeah.
And she was abused, and my mum and my sister always indirectly blamed me for that. Just it probably doesn't make sense now, but they were dealing with their own issues. So I was sort of indirectly blamed for that whole piece.
How were you blamed at 4 years of age?
Yeah, just like indirectly, like
Okay.
growing up, like emotional abuse and from
Okay.
them. Yeah, so I just never really fit in with
Okay.
them. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Right.
that's what I mean. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
but yeah, they just haven't dealt with it.
Okay. Okay. And then from there, man, so you've obviously you've gone through a pretty hectic upbringing at 4 years old to be exposed to something of that sort of magnitude. Man, and then black sheep of the family, moving through to, I guess you get into sports. Like you're a pretty juicy bloke, mate. You're you're a big unit. Did you go into like sports, or like what was it from there that sort of?
No, not really.
No?
So like I had a pretty like the first. So if we talk like the first part of my childhood
Yep.
till I was about 12, 11. Wasn't heading in a good direction. I actually almost got expelled from primary school.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the principal, brought my mum in and said like, one more thing, you're expelled.
Yeah, right.
So like, yeah, I had a pretty, wasn't heading in the right direction there. Just, it was a bit, at home, it was a bit like a war zone. Like my, like I won't tell my sister's story, but, she was, into drugs pretty young.
Yep.
The house was a bit like a drug house. Like like our house was raided when I was young as well.
Yeah, right.
My mum went to jail. So there was like all that. There was a lot in there. Yeah.
Hectic. That's a lot to be exposed to as a young fella.
Yeah. So, but then like, when I was, nearly got expelled from primary school.
Yeah.
And my mum had a boyfriend at the time, and he was just like, that's it. Booted my sister out.
Yeah.
Moved to a different town, and just like, because where we were, it was, pretty rough.
Yeah.
And sort of changed the direction a little bit there.
Where'd you move to?
Wenny Falls, like it's just
It's Wentworth Falls.
yeah, it's still in the
Blue Mountains. Yeah.
but just a nice area.
Yeah.
Started hanging out with better kids.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, sweet.
But no, I didn't like, to be honest, I wasn't playing weekend sport at that age, just because it was just like something that I couldn't get to training, couldn't get to games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that wasn't really an option.
Okay.
Plus, like it was well known that there was like no money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I didn't really get into any sport. Or actually, when I could, I think around that time I got into soccer. I played a couple of years of soccer.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah. But then really when I started to get into something was bodybuilding when I was like 14. I started training. Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about that. What got you into bodybuilding at 14?
Look, probably like the main drive was just wanting to be able to protect myself.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was still at that time, there was a lot of abuse at home.
Okay.
So yeah, just like, wanting to be stronger. And I got into rugby league around that time, or like 15 as well. But really, if I peel it back, that's what it was.
Yeah. Dude, that's it's funny not funny to unpack, but it's interesting to unpack. I used to get bashed by my brother. My brother was 3 years older than me, big unit as well. Around 13, 14, that's when I found all my dad's old bodybuilding weightlifting gear in the shed. And I used to live in this little cabin out in the woods beyond my house. It was weird, and I brought all the gear in and started lifting, and that's when I started. It was a similar sort of thing, man. To literally to protect myself from getting bashed.
Like, no word of a lie, I do remember, like, even before, like, you know, before all that time, like, I used to just push-ups in my room, sit-ups. I used to, you know, get the cans out of the cupboard, curl the cans.
What, VBs or something? Or?
Nah, like baked beans.
The SPCs, mate. We'll give them a plug.
Yeah. I was obsessed with Arnold Schwarzenegger, when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, sick. That's mad. And so you kind of went through there. You started doing bodybuilding. Did you compete bodybuilding, or you just literally just lifting to put some size on?
I have, but that was like way down the road.
Okay.
So like, just training in general, like I guess bodybuilding. It was like my escape. It was like the stability that, you know, that I had, but then also it sort of like became that escape, you know, like just got, you know, just training 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Just loved it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, man, you've gone from there. You've gone from almost being expelled in primary school, hectic upbringing. Sounds like obviously with what you were exposed to, you know, in the family life. Started training. Started getting a bit of stability, you know, around that sort of piece. Started playing a bit of league. You know, obviously getting around some different boys, and you probably started building a bit of a family like, you know, a family of mates sort of outside of it from that side as well. Man, how did that sort of progress even into, say, work life? Like, that was obviously around 15. Did you finish school, or did you go straight, you know, drop out and start working early? What was the process there?
Yeah, so I did year 10, but that was it.
Okay.
I got my certificate. I was like working as a plumber even before I finished year 10. But probably first job, I guess, would be, I remember I was two. Like, I started working with my mum's boyfriend at the time. He was a brickie.
Okay.
So
you were the brickies labourer. 15, 16.
So holidays, like school holidays, would be brickies labourer.
Yeah.
From like 14.
Yeah.
But also I got a job doing like delivering junk mail, you know, like pamphlets.
Yeah.
Junk
mail. That's classic. So you're doing that at how old?
It would have been, when can you get a job? Like 14 months.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously with like mum's boyfriend at the time, probably around like 13, 14.
It sounds like you've mentioned him a few times. Like, he came into the life, moved you guys into a different area. Then he's got you on the tools, obviously doing the junk mail deliveries, and then as a brickies labourer as well. So, like, did he have a bit of an impact?
Yeah, he did. So, like, to get into him a little bit, he was a recovered alcoholic gambler.
Okay.
So he was good when he first came in, but then he sort of started to relapse.
Okay.
So that ended up getting abusive as well. But so he taught me work ethic. He worked his guts out.
Yeah.
But then so it was good for a little bit. It brought the stability. It also was probably what I needed, like that little, you know, when I was before him, my life was like, there was no rules, right? I was like, you know, the man in the house, like at a very young age, right? So, and I know how silly that sounds, but like, then he sort of brought that like discipline and
he was the man of the house.
Yeah, that's
kind
right.
Of put your head in a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is kind of good, right? Like,
it was what I needed at that time.
Yeah, for sure. That's good, man. Okay, sweet. And so you've gone out, you were doing that sort of stuff while you were still at school, and then obviously once you finished school, you became a plumber. You got a plumber. You were doing an apprenticeship in plumbing.
Yeah, I did a plumbing apprenticeship. Yeah, so I started that like, you know, before I'd even left school, but then went straight to that after year 10. Yeah.
Yep.
So finished that. Decided. Yeah, it wasn't really for me, and I actually went and started another electrical apprenticeship. Okay,
went from a plumber to a sparky.
Yeah.
Did you finish that one?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
At what point did wealth creation come into your mind, or like the willingness or want to buy a property?
Like property specifically.
Yeah.
Or
wealth creation, both.
Oh, like I always wanted to be different and have a different life. So I always knew that I would like, and that's why I was always working. Like I didn't know anything else, right?
Yeah.
But then like I never really like was good at saving or anything. It wasn't really on the radar till later on. So like the first property that I bought was really because someone close to me is actually a cousin. He bought a property. We actually went to Europe. This both blew all our money.
Yeah.
And then like not long after he bought a property, and I'm like, how did he do that?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I got to do that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it wasn't really like a plan to build wealth as such. I was just like, just wanted to do something.
So talk me through that. So you've how old were you when you went to Europe and blew all your cash?
Probably 20.
20. Okay, sweet. Around the same time you moved to the Gong?
Yeah, just I moved to the Gong after I got back from Europe.
So did he live in the Gong as well?
No. He was from where I grew up.
Yeah, right. So what made you move to the Gong? Firstly, dive into that.
So that was pretty much, I met Kayleigh.
Yep.
We started dating probably like 3 months before we moved to the Wollongong together. Just because I wanted to get away from everything. Just wanted to just like the family name back there wasn't great.
Okay.
So I just wanted to separate it.
Distance yourself from that.
Yeah, and I just got a transfer with the job that I was in to Wollongong, and we just left.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, there was no like reason why Wollongong. It was just like because we wanted to be closer to the beach, but I could just get a job there, and that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay, sweet. So you've moved down to the Gong. Your cousins just bought a house, and you're like, I want to do that as well. Which is funny, man, because it's so often like that's the start of so many people's sort of journey of they just want to sort of get their foot in the door. Like I was the same. I just wanted to buy a property at 19. I kind of got my old boy planting the seed when I was looking at Supras and stuff, and then he's planting the seed in my head about buying property, and then I started like looking into it more and more. Bought that first one, and then obviously got bitten by the bug. Talk us through like the journey to buying that first one. You and Kayleigh have moved to the Gong. What was the sort of process there, or how long did it take you to kind of go buy that first property?
Yeah, look, it still took a few years of saving. I think I don't think I bought it till I was 23. Just
okay.
So I was still an apprentice at the time.
Yeah.
So actually, like when I first started to learn to save, I remember there was a tradie that I was working with, and he said he had 80 grand. Like, what do you mean you got 80 grand? Like, how do you have 80 grand?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, look. And I'm like, how did you do that? And he's just like, oh, just half of my pay goes in this account. And I touch it. And I was like, oh. And then next day I'm like, I'd set it up.
Hectic.
And then, just obviously I was an apprentice. So it took years, but it wasn't like there was no like wealth building like strategy or anything like that. It was used all the first home buyer grants. It was just a one better apartment in Wollongong.
Yep.
Bought it to live in. So obviously, just saving until we could do that. It was actually off the plan, but it wasn't like, it was like almost constructed. So I didn't like buy it.
It was like a 3-4 year bloody build.
Yeah, it was like
so
I
many
bought it and then moved in like 3-6 months later.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sick, man, sick. So so you've gone in there, you've bought that. You're about 23 at the time. Are you still an apprentice at that point, or you were a full tradie?
I'm pretty sure I was like, just transitioned to trade. It was like around the 4th year, tradie.
Yeah. And what was Kayleigh doing at the time?
What was Kayleigh doing? When we moved to Wollongong, I think she was in childcare at that point.
Okay. Yeah, right. It's funny, man. Like, well, I'm curious as to like when you made the decision to move down there with her. Like, how soon did you know she was the one? Maybe 10 years on, you just had your first bubs. You've been together for a decade. Yeah,
look, obviously you move in with someone straight away, you're gonna learn about them pretty quick. But won't lie, like we've had ups and downs, but like it's been the best. I wouldn't have been able to do any of it without her. She's always been that support for me. But look, in terms of like when did I know she was the one? I don't know. Probably got to be careful how I say.
We'll skip that. We love you, Kayleigh.
What did I say?
It was the day you met her.
Yeah, the day we met.
Mate.
But yeah.
No, that's good, man. That's good. All right, so you bought the first one. If you have my ask, like talk through numbers around property number one.
Yeah, so the first one actually, so that was a one better apartment in Wollongong. So I did the first few properties like just myself.
Yeah, of course.
I just was like very determined to like do stuff myself at first, like very driven to do that. It was just a one better apartment in Wollongong, so it was $455.
Yep.
And I used all like the first home buyer benefits. Just trying to think what they were at the time, like government grant.
What year was that?
It would have been 2017.
2017. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah. It's funny. Like so many of the grants these days are associated, and they had been for quite a while, associated with obviously the new builds, trying to get people, especially first home buyers and stuff, to be buying those new products, especially like the units and whatnot as well. So, that's cool, man. That's cool. And so you've bought that one, and I actually remember because we've had conversations around this before. We've talked to me pretty openly around the fact of you trust very, very few people out there in the world. I think you've said to me before, you could count on one hand the amount of people that you trust. And so it never really sort of came, obviously not on that one, but then even as you started sort of building the journey and going from there, you very much wanted to obviously take that ownership into your own hands, right? And ownership of your own, I guess, financial future and everything as well, as well as big purchases like that.
Yeah. Even in terms of like with Kayleigh?
No, like with actually getting out there and sort like buying stuff as well.
Oh, in terms of actually buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess it was kind of like off the plan. So it was kind of like showroom. You go in the showroom.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was pretty much constructed. So I remember like left my fluoros on after work, just like walked in there and had a look. Like walked in the building site. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. And how did it feel buying that first one? So you bought the first one at 23.
Yeah, I think it was 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 23. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
24. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. All right, so 455K. Obviously, the grants and everything helped you get into that one. What would that be? You've sold that now, hey?
Yeah, I sold it like a year later. So, like most things I do, I always jump in and do something and then look into it after. I remember I bought it and then like started getting into all the property podcasts straight away, and I was like, "Oh, what have I done? I've just bought I've done like the worst thing you can do in property investing." I was like, "We got to sell it."
So when you sold that, you moved in, you were renting after that point? You started renting again?
Yeah, so moved into it for like 12 months, sold it, then started renting again.
Okay.
Yeah. So sold that for $565 a year later. Man, so actually like just got lucky.
Yeah.
You know who actually sold it for me? You know, Fady from the Summit?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no way. That's right. Gave me a little bit of a rip on there.
Yeah.
But that's good, man, because he sold a couple of them for you now, eh?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. So actually like, you know, for a mistake, actually like at least made a little bit of money out of it.
Well, you would have made about $100,000, right? Because all the grants and everything would have been covered. So you should have paid his fee minus obviously what you paid for it. So circa $100,000 or close to it.
Yeah, about 110, but yeah, I would have had to pay him.
Yeah.
The agent, so like some costs. Yeah. So so actually like made some money, and then you know, because I was into property, that's when I like took that and then rolled it into two investment properties. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. So talk me through the process of you've bought that and then you've been bitten by the bug of wanting to find out more information, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's such that normal story, right? It was the same as myself. It was back rewinding a little bit further for myself when potties weren't even really around, and it was all the magazines, and I got hooked into all the mags. And it's funny, man, because that thirst for knowledge comes so often after you do that sort of first deal, and you're like, whoa, you're trying to find all this information. So you started engulfing all the bloody pods, consuming as much as you could, right?
Yeah, that's right. Like, yeah, got into all the property podcasts, and so I was like, all right, well, you know, buying where I wasn't going to be the best avenue, so that's when I went down the buyer's agent route. But actually, that apartment probably wouldn't be too far away from where your first apartment was. Actually,
yeah. Where was that?
It was over probably like near the stadium.
Okay,
like
like a K away from my one on your Regent. Yeah,
yeah.
There you go. Good stuff. Okay, sweet. So then you've moved past that. You started consuming all this podcast content. You started learning more and more about property as well. Where did the strategy change, or like when did you start thinking about strategy? Well, there's no real strategy. You just want to get out there and buy.
Yeah, no strategy really. Like I just went and engaged a buyer's agent to buy the next one.
Yep.
And then like didn't have a great experience with that buyer's agent. Just the process, and it wasn't the best property, but so I actually used the buyer's agent, didn't have a good experience, then used a different buyer's agent straight after for the
second one.
Yeah, the second investment property.
So talk us through property number one, just a bit of a recap on that as well.
The last one, the unit, or the next one?
Sorry, because that one's obviously been wiped, so we're starting again there.
Yeah, so
property one with BA1.
Yeah, so that was in Adelaide.
Okay.
So that would have been in 2018.
Okay.
That was just like I was what was that, 590?
Yep.
Yeah, so that was like just like a 2-bed, you know, in Adelaide how they've got those duplexes, like it's the long skinny, you know, like the duplex.
Yeah.
So it was just like one side, a 2-bedder.
Yep. Where was that for 590 for?
Yeah, it's pretty dear, eh?
Yeah, pretty oath.
Listen to the
2018
deals you're getting back in Adelaide. Then could have bought 3 then, made twice as much money on each.
Seriously. Well, we'll buy like 150 to 200, or even 150 to 250 sort of stuff.
Yeah, but I was in like Norwood.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know what that is?
Yeah. Yeah, sweet, man.
Yeah, so I ended up, I held that I actually sold that after chatting to you, or APS, yeah. But, so yeah, do you want the sale on that?
Yeah, let's go sale.
775 in 2023.
Yep.
So like, made 185K over 5 years.
Yep. All right, sweet.
Should have bought a few of your ones in Adelaide, with that.
Sweet, man. So you bought that in 2018. You sold it in 2023, you said as well. The next one, when you jumped to the next BA, why was the process so bad?
Just the way the delivery of the property and like the pressure. At that time, I thought I was about to lose my job.
Okay.
So I had to sort of handbrake it, and they were like, nah, like just pushing it real hard.
Yep.
I did it and everything ended up all right, but it kind of like just left a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah, for sure. No, I get it, man. I get it. So you've jumped from them. Big name BA?
Don't think so. No.
Okay, sweet. All right. So you've jumped from them to the next BA. Talk us through that one.
Yeah. So that one was in Southeast Queensland. The next one.
Yep.
So bought that for 423. No, 418. Sorry.
Okay.
3 bed, 3 bath. So yeah, that was with another big name BA.
Yep.
Yeah. So that one's actually got a granny flat on it now.
Okay. Yep.
But yeah, so I suppose I can say the suburb.
Yeah, of course.
It's not an APS deal, right?
No.
Oh, it's a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, in like Moreton Bay.
Yep.
Yeah, Bray Park.
Okay. Yeah. Bray Park up north.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet, man. Sweet. So 418K, you built a granny on it as well.
Yeah. So like the main house rents now for $595, the granny for $510.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. So like the yield on it now with the grannies pretty good on purchase.
Yeah.
Like 9.2 purchase plus build.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, sweet, man. Sweet. Yeah. It's good. Yeah. On the only thing with those obviously is when we do big equity strips and stuff, it starts to really kill it from that end. But it's man, still circa $1,100 a week combined rent is still solid, man. Especially on initial. So you paid 418K. What did you build for? Do you remember?
I think it was like 200K.
Okay.
The granny. Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. Okay. All right. Cool, man. Sweet. And then so that was, what year was that? So 2018 you bought Adelaide. What year was it that you bought the Southeast Queensland deal as well?
That would have been like pretty much straight after the Adelaide one,
again.
a couple months later.
Yeah,
I think it was Jan 2019.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful, man. And what made you stop at that point, or like what was the pause there? Because you wouldn't have started working with us till 22, 23.
Yeah, it was a while, yeah. So we bought the PPOR, that was the next one.
Yeah.
But still, there was still a pause there for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get lending.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like I would have bought them at 90%.
Yep.
And then because it was just my income, I had a pretty modest income.
Yep.
But yeah.
What were you doing at the time? You're Sparky.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, cool, man, cool. And then, okay, so you've had 2 years, then you buy the primary residence down in the Gong.
Yeah, so that would have been, remember we were looking like around COVID, like, when it was going nuts,
Yeah,
like
it was
end of
wild.
2020, 2021, yeah. So I think it was the beginning of 2021, yeah.
Especially because a lot of people were moving from Sydney down to, because I was obviously in the Highlands at the time. Would have been the Highlands? No, I would have moved from the Highlands down to Wollongong, but I owned property in both, and it was going ballistic because so many people were moving out of Sydney with obviously the density, moving down to the Highlands and the Gong, which was outside. Well, the first year Wollongong was outside the zone, the lockdown zones, but then the second year we got caught in it. But yeah, man, it was wild times. Like the market was pumping.
Yeah, it was jumping. We were like sort of looking more north Wollongong, and then we just started getting priced out and got pushed like sort of towards like Fig Tree was where it ended up. But so like we were renting then, and like so me and my wife Kayleigh have had a very, very different upbringing. Like so she's just a normal middle class family, but always had that family home.
Yeah.
So like she wanted to like have that security of a PPOR, and like wanting to make her happy, and that's why we did do it. So we bought that. We probably paid more than what I probably should have. Like didn't use a BA for that one.
It was wild times as well, but right, there's so much pressure.
Yeah,
so much pressure and so little stock as well at the time.
Yeah, so we bought that for 1.1 18. Yeah, so. Paid a bit for that, and that was just like a 4x2, like 70s red brick. Yeah, it was like nothing special. Like needed a full reno. We did a full reno.
Yeah, right. Typical old school Wollongong stock, especially around that area.
Yeah. So look, and we held that for until not too long ago, right? So we did a full reno on that. Probably spent probably 120K plus on there.
Yeah.
So we didn't really make money when we sold it because of like stamps and. Because we sold that for, what did we sell that for? 1.32.
Okay.
Yeah. So like when you factor in reno cost, stamp duty, exit costs,
for sure.
Maybe like just in front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Barely.
Yeah. So Between that PPOR purchase and then obviously, so you bought that late 2020, started 21 sort of thing.
21,
and then sold it in 24. Would have been late last year.
Yeah, it was. That. Yeah, that's right. Mid late 24. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. So man, talk us through the journey of when you've gone from there. You bought that before we talk about the sale of it, because obviously the sale, I think that's something in itself to talk about. Obviously the transition specifically in Kayleigh's mind that she was willing to do with it as well. But between there, man, you bought that in 2021. To when you came into contact with APS, because that was obviously next deal, right?
Yeah, next deal was APS. Yep. So like I was stuck for years. So I think first chat with you might have been like beginning of 23.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess that's a pivotal point as well. I know you got a good memory, so you probably remember that conversation. I was stuck and yeah, I sort of knew that you were like that conversation. I knew you were going to like tell me to sell. Like, there were two properties in my personal name. And just had experience with a lot of like just BAs, even professionally, and like they're salesmen.
Yeah,
I knew nothing about you.
Yeah.
So met you. Cody put me onto you, right? So I didn't hear any of your podcasts, hadn't seen any content.
Oh, you hadn't listened to anything before that?
No, right. Maybe like the odd one when like just before it, but I didn't know much about your story. Yeah. And sort of blew me away. Like we spoke about this,
of course,
before, but I was like expecting a mad sales pitch, do this, do that, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of just like, well, you're stuck, like, good on you. Like, you know what I mean? Because I was kind of like, oh, it doesn't make sense. Like, I've got to, and I have this chat with clients all the time, right? Because they're like, oh, but I've got to pay exit fees, I've got to pay buyer's agent again. But it's like that velocity of money, right? It's like, what can that debt do for you elsewhere, if it's structured correctly, you know what I mean? And I just remember like, you didn't try and sell me. And I was like, oh, I got off the phone like, and then I just consumed all your content.
I think it was funny too, man, because it's like, it wasn't like so many people, and I think this is where we are so different. So many people will just try and sell you into, okay, how do we just get the next deal done?
Yeah.
And I pretty much just unpacked, to kind of go into it as well, like a little bit, obviously unpacked a bit around it. And I remember you were quite hostile with me at the time, because, and exactly like you'd said there, you didn't trust people, and like everyone's always trying to do the sales pitch side of things, but I was just showing you how to do it. And then it was an interesting conversation, man, because you hadn't listened to any of the content as well, and that's why I'd sort of forgotten that piece. And it was not overly hostile, but what I more meant was we were kind of at like a little bit of a loggerheads of me telling you, well, this is what you need to do, move forward. And you're like, no. And I'm like, okay, man, well, you're stuck. Like, this is what will move you forward.
Yeah.
And then I remember, dude, it was cool as well because I think reflecting on the chat later after we'd sort of had our next chat sort of thing, a lot sort of made sense and fell into place as to why, and we've had this chat many times before, but why like so much sort of it fell into place after that point, really when you understood what I had broken down to you as to how to actually move forward from there. But it makes sense because a lot of people get burnt before they come to us. And even like my own journey, I got burnt as well, from people that you think either know what they're doing or they should know what they're doing, and they give you the wrong advice, or literally they're just trying to sell you into something which will fuck you, and really put you back in a hole, which is where I almost ended up as well. So it was cool, man, and I sort of I love telling the story almost in an endearing way, because I remember when you came back to me, you were just like, because you consumed so much content, and then you reviewed what I'd actually said to you, and you realized how much it made sense to it. I just remember you came back to me almost like in a little bit like hat in hand going, this makes sense. I know how this will now work. Let's put this plan into action. And man, it was cool, bro. Because then to be able to see that transition within you and then see you go to the next level of it as well, it was cool. Because there's people that are just like they retain the walls and they just go, nah, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? And then they don't move forward.
Yeah,
they sort of get stuck.
Yeah, I'd never try not to ever let ego get in the way of becoming better, right? To like the butting the heads, I guess that's a bit of ego, but then it's like, all right, oh wow, okay, I got something to learn here. Like yep. I need to like learn from this guy, obviously, because of what you've achieved. And like obviously being a broker, I thought I knew more than I actually did. And it's about pushing aside the ego, not getting in your own way, and like getting better, right? Yeah. And then
now the rest is history.
Yeah, that's right.
Like we look at that, stuck at 3 properties, fast forward 2 years, less than 2 years, and now you're at 12. Yeah, 12, 16 rentals, 12 properties.
Yeah.
Proof's in the pudding, right?
100%.
Yeah, that's sick. So, man, let's talk through from there. So we had that chat early 2023. reset the foundations in the way that we know we need to invest from that point. Let's talk through the acquisition piece from there as well.
Yeah, so still didn't get a property for a little while because that was still my income at that point, and it was kind of like Kayleigh wanted to start having kids, and I actually said this is probably like a pretty pivotal. I was like, all right, well, happy to, but I want to achieve like these goals. So like if you could, so she got a job to contribute to the income. And then so it took a little while because to be able to use that income. Yeah. But then so that it took a little while. So the first one with APS would have been like October 23. Yeah. Okay. So it took a little while. Yeah. Yep. So like the first one, that was Big Jakey McGregor.
Okay.
Yeah. So Big Jakey. So that was actually September 23. So it took a while from that chat to actually get ready.
For sure.
But yeah, that was, do you want me to talk to the deal?
Yeah, man. Yeah. One quick thing on that as well is I think it's important to note, like people think sometimes like things happen so quickly, but like in reality, there's so many pieces on the chessboard that need to be moved before you can move forward.
100%.
And like even with yourself there, like needing to get that secondary income and then at a level or in a time frame that then actually will be recognized by the banks as well. And you're a mentoring client now, right? But it's funny, man, because like I have mentoring clients come in and they're ready to just run through a brick wall for you. And like, we need to restructure this thing that might take 3 to 6 months to put all the pieces into place to properly send it. And it's funny, man, I literally had a conversation with a client this morning. I was chatting to them while I was in the gym, and they had 3 months where they couldn't do anything. So they were signed on in after the November summit. And there was 3 months there where they couldn't do anything, and they just felt like they were spinning wheels and like, oh, Sammy, we're worried because like the time's going to run out with the mentoring. And I'm like, these are the chess pieces we need to move in the game. Like, you got to be patient with this, because if we rush it now, all right, I can get you I could sell you a deal or two now and sell you on that, or we can move the pieces properly and then we can explode. And now we've done 4 deals in 3 months.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, just like you saying that, it's like another thing that sort of clicked with me for you, like as opposed to other BAs, is you're the only BA that I ever spoke to that actually took lending into account, like in terms of like understood it.
Yep.
It was always just, you just buy properties like in your personal, you just get the next one. There's no strategy. It's strategy. And like, I guess that's a part of the strategy, right? Is like having the knowledge around lending. I guess it's because you've done it, right? But
it's everything, man. It's
most people don't. Most BAs like they don't take lending into account. It's like you just keep buying properties.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. It's something on that I want to actually just unpack for 1 second as well, just to talk about other BAs, because you've sent me a couple of funny messages before of clients coming in saying, buying below market isn't possible. It's a fugazi. It's a load of shit. You want to talk us through that for a sec?
Because being a broker and a lot of investors. I do, have in the past, worked not with BAs, but the similar clients, and the clients obviously talking to me, and deals that I see, and like going back to the BA, can you get it below market? Oh, below market's a myth. Like like that's no such thing. It's like, mate, it is real. Like, I've seen it.
It's just funny that they love to tout that it's not possible, but then yourself, like you've had that many as well that have been significantly below.
Yes, but you can't. Yeah, you got to see it, right?
Yeah, for sure. This is a funny thing, man. It's half the BAs have never seen it either, because they just think you just buy.
Look, actually, and like that's probably something that I was wary of before I met you. I'm like, below market value, like, because you got to see it, right? I'm like, okay, but then like when you actually see it, obviously I see behind the curtain a lot. But it's definitely real. Yeah. At APS anyway. Yeah. Maybe not at those other.
It's true, man. If they don't even know it exists, how the hell are they going to find it? Like, man. But
that's right. You don't know what you don't know, so it's not their fault.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the client's fault for going to the wrong BA.
Yeah. Well, the BA doesn't believe it, so you don't know what you don't know. He's telling the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Just his truth.
I'm with you. That's it. I'm with you, bro. It's it's a funny one to think about with that. Exactly as you say there, you don't know what you don't know, and if they've never found them before, or don't even know it exists, or how to find it, how to value properly, and all the rest of it as well. It's a lot of money to be putting in someone's hands, not only the BA fee, but the actual purchase of the property as well, and that's your financial future. So we talk about velocity of money, man. Like those little incremental changes, the right way or the wrong way, 100%. Can be significant.
Yeah, man. That's like been a reason why I've been able to scale so much, is being able to pull equity fast, right? Because of that.
Yeah, 100%. So, mate, let's talk through Big Jakey McGregor. Let's talk through that first APS deal, third one. At this point.
Yeah, so that was $400K, Southeast Queensland.
Yeah.
Just a 311. Nice little bread and butter.
Yeah.
20K discount. So that was 400K. I've had a recent bank foul at 548.
Okay, sweet.
So over, since September 23.
Mm-hmm. Okay, beautiful.
Nice little uplift.
Nice,
so
man. Yeah, that's good.
Yield on purchase was 310. I think that was locked in a lease. So it was
right.
But then now it's 460. So it's
Okay,
on
purchase 6% on purchase. Yeah, sweet, man. Beautiful.
Nice little bread and butter.
Yeah, nice, man. Nice. Next one.
Next one would be Southeast Queensland again.
Mm-hmm.
So Paulie Dem.
Oh, yeah.
He's got me a heat. He's a beast, that guy.
He is, man. He is.
Love this one actually. This was actually a little 2-bed, 1 bath that we put a couple bedrooms in.
Yep.
So we picked that up for 276.
It's crazy money, eh?
Yeah. So it's all I could get at the time. Did a 20K reno on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I got a vow straight after at 340.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
So straight away up, like circa nearly 50K.
Yeah.
45K on it.
And the yield was that one that was crazy. Like it rents, the main house rents for 500 now.
On a circa 295 all in.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure straight away it was vacant for a little bit. Obviously did a reno.
Yeah.
But I think like straight away it rented for like 400.
Yeah, right. Yeah, nice, man. And so you say the main house, we built a granny on the back of that as well?
Yeah. So granny on the back.
Yep.
So, with that, 500 a week, it's and that's yet to be leased, but yeah, like a 10% yield on purchase.
Yep. Yeah, nice, man.
Just
nice.
the main house is 8.7 though.
Yeah, of course. But the combination, you're sitting at 10% yield.
Yeah,
that's pretty juicy,
I love
man.
that deal. Yeah. Good on you, Paulie. Shout out to Paulie. There's a lot of shout outs to Paulie.
The funny thing is,
he's a beast.
Yeah, this one's coming out this app's coming out late July. So we're recording this in June. First round table is going to be of end of financial year round table, which will be the first week of July. He's going to be making his appearance, man.
Nice.
So it'll be interesting to see how he goes on that.
From the front line.
That's it, mate. That's it. That's it. The man himself. Beautiful, man. Okay, sweet. SCQ, Southeast Queensland, 276 purchase, 20K reno, granny on top, 10% yield on that thing once fully leased as well. Beautiful, man. What are we moving into next?
Next one, we're going to WA.
Okay, sweet.
So Kelly got me that one.
Yeah?
Yeah, the producer.
Kelly got you. Here we go.
This is your one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Mate, I forgot this one was in the mix.
Honestly,
mate, this was a stonker.
Yeah, this was good. I think you had was it Watto on the podcast?
Who's that?
I could tell Adam Watson. I could tell he had one in here.
He was in that same
that
purchase,
was,
yeah.
370 purchase,
Yep.
and so in WA, 500 a week rent straight away, 7% yield, little bread and butter.
Yeah, that was nice, man. Good little spot too. And that was what, 2016 build for me? 2015, 2016
Yeah,
build?
something like that. Yeah, it's pretty tidy, like a little 3-bedder. Got that, I think it was Feb 24.
Yep.
Or maybe it was March,
Yeah.
So not too long ago.
Yeah, a little bit over a year ago. And what would that be worth now?
Had a bank vow, a full vow at 580. Yeah.
So we're talking 210K in 15 months.
Yeah, that one's good. Good on you, Kelly. Shout out, Kelly.
When Sammy Gordon gets on the tools, big shit happens. I love it, man. I love it. That was sick. Yeah, if everyone remembers Adam Watson from a few months ago, his potty, that was the one that I bought. I bought 5 through the one seller who was going through a big sell down at the time, and we were able to secure all 5 of them at a massive discount. So funny thing was, it was yourself, Watto, and then one of those I gave to Morgs as well. So Morgs picked one of those up too, man. So it was that's cracker, bro. So 210K in a 15-month window in terms of uplift, yield still over 7% on purchase price as well.
Yeah,
that's juicy. That's juicy.
Yeah,
nice, man. Nice. Moving in from there, because we're moving quick, bro. Like obviously you're picking them up quick. So you go October 23. Paulie Dem was late 23.
Yeah.
And then we're talking a Feb purchase settled in March of the one I sourced, or Kelly sourced for you apparently in WA as well. What are we moving forward from there? Man, we're moving quick, dude. We've got three deals in circa like 4 months.
Yeah, next one was pretty much bang on at the same time.
Okay.
So it was early 24.
Yep.
I think this was like, I think I've actually got this as January 24, so it's pretty much the same time.
Bang on, yeah.
This is another Paulie Dam in Southeast Queensland.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Give me another shout out.
Yeah. He's got heaps in here, man. He's an animal.
He is.
This is 311 on a 1,100 square meter block.
Yep. Juicy.
337, 500, 27K discount. Current val without the granny flat is 650.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a granny flat on there now.
So even current val on that now is 650.
Yeah.
Without the granny.
Yeah.
So we're talking doubling.
Yeah, it's had a good run
in almost 18 months. Far out, Paulie Dem. All right, mate. Steal my thunder, you dog.
Yeah. But, so like I think rent on purchase of that was $400 a week.
Okay.
But now the main house is $470.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
And we're building on that one as well?
Yeah, that's pretty much done. That granny, that'll rent for $480 to $500.
So what's your combined yield on that once completed?
Be 9%.
Okay, sweet. So you're holding pretty solid yields across the board as well. Obviously, your bread and butter's decent, like 7%er in WA, circa, like you've got all these other ones as well with theirs. But grannies, you've got double grannies here, one at a 9% yield, one at a 10% yield. Value significantly increased as well. We're priming up pretty well here, man.
Yeah. The next one was actually, I think, when we started working together. Because I was like, we had that initial chat. I was working with Lukey a little bit there. And then when we started doing the mentoring, this is the next one.
Yeah, sweet. Next one after mentoring. Talk us through it, man. Actually, first of all, any extra things you want to throw in from a mentoring perspective once we had that mentoring chat?
In terms of like what I got out of it, like to date, or just that
even at the start?
Chat?
Let's go to the first one, the first chat.
Yeah, look, I guess I'm not gonna. I got to be careful what I say. I don't want to hurt Luke's feelings.
He'll survive, mate. He'll survive.
No, but like obviously, you know, it's good to be able to like chatting to you again, picking up that first conversation. Obviously, the growth that I had, and then just like mapping out how to go forward. So yeah, I guess just having that direct access, it's obviously helped me, but also helped you know, what I can do for clients.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think it's one of the big things, and I know, your books are typically like pretty much always closed because of obviously you like to work with a small group of people that you can help really, really well. Same as myself and with APS in general. But man, I know you don't want to talk too much around the brokerage side, but all the mentoring clients that are working with you, man, I get the direct feedback on what's done. It's cool because like the APS brokers is the reason why we keep them behind closed doors. I don't get brokers on the potty and talk about strategy and all the rest of the bullshit because so much of what we do is behind closed doors and we keep that locked away. And man, I always get great feedback on that end as well, man. So it's cool, dude. It's cool both obviously what you've been able to do and then what you've been able to help clients do as well. And man, we look at Declan and Lillian on the potty a few months ago as well. And obviously Decker's works over there for you now. And funnily enough, Lil works for me now as well. So Matt, I think you got in just before me on Decker's as well. So I probably would have taken the double if it had been up there. So man, no, it's really cool. It's I've given you firsthand feedback around it as well, man. So you're doing some great things, man, and it's awesome that you can implement, what I've been able to help and teach you with from that different lending perspective of the stuff that I went through. Yeah, that's
the strategy. That's like it's all well and good to know it from a finance perspective, and a lot of brokers think they know it, but it's how it comes together. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's 100%. It's not just because you think you know it and you understand it, but it's how it actually marries up.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I love it.
And that's what I was missing before you.
Yeah. That's what it's the piece that I love so much because there's so much intrinsic value in that piece that you can apply to for yourself, for clients as well, but to your own portfolio. That's just man, when people don't fully understand it, they're the roadblocks. You know what I mean? And like when you've got to maneuver around the roadblocks, and I actually love strategy because like people ask me, how do I do this or how do I whatever, and I'll explain it in like 3 minutes of like the way we whip through everything. They're like, why does it sound so easy? I'm like, because I had to do this for this whole, maybe not 3 minutes, but I had to kind of go through this whole piece. And I think that's what I love about School of Property as well, man, like breaking everything down within that and really showing how to unlock all the different levels of it too, man. So no, I appreciate the feedback, bro. And it's I'm sure Luke, you'll be crying in his soup right now listening to that one, but no, it's cool. It's cool to hear.
Shout out to Lukey. Good times with you, Lukey.
Good times when he's not coming back. Mate, next property in the mix. First mentoring deal.
Yeah, so this is Paulie Dem again. So this one was a cracker. This 600K purchase, North Queensland purchase.
Yep.
600K, solid bread and butter, 600 a week, 5.2% yield, 60K discount.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's juicy.
Yeah,
that's juicy.
A solid one.
That's obviously higher price point, but big discount on that higher price point as well, like full 10% on a purchase price at that.
Yeah, like this is a 4x2. It's actually like a pretty nice house. It's probably like the only one I'd actually live in.
It's normally the case, right? It's normally the case.
But it's not. But like this one's crazy. I actually got this vowed on settlement. So this was like June 24, but I actually got this vowed on settlement. I was 130K up, pulled it straight out.
130K?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's massive.
Yeah.
That's massive. And so you've
Pulled
stripped
it
that
straight
bag
out,
out,
rolled
gone
it
to another
straight,
deal. Yeah, perfect, man. Perfect. Shout out to
got a
Paulie
good
Dem
gal.
again. Mate, I thought mine was good, Paulie, mate. Go away, mate. Go eat your falafel. Bloody hell. All right, man. So you've smacked that. How many deals in are we at this point? We've still got Adelaide, SEQ. Oh no, you've sold Adelaide at this point.
Yeah, the reason why I could actually roll into these, so I sold Adelaide.
Yep.
Yeah. So before, I think I got two deals with and then I was selling Adelaide just before these ones.
Yep. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. All right, bro. Well, let's keep ripping. Obviously, we've sold that. We've restructured, kept building from there. Man, let's rip through these final deals as well.
Yeah, cool. So I actually got this next one around the same time.
Okay.
So another North Queensland. This one's a duplex.
Okay.
Yeah, Jack Keane.
Jacko, making an appearance.
Yeah.
Straight from Adelaide.
555.
Yep.
Okay. And current val on that one is 640.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah. So 2 units, both renting for 480 a week, 9% yield on purchase.
Nice, man. Nice. Man, what I love about this too is like obviously we've got a nice mix, right, of bread and butters and cash flow deals, and it's such an important thing because like we talk about it all the time. Again, we've been talking about this so much too. Is that strategy piece, man, of being able to keep moving forward and like exactly what we were saying before. Other people just wanted to pump deals, but man, there's times where we have to inject these cash flow deals in there, and like seeing that's an established cash flow deal, being a duplex ready to go, 9% yield straight off the bat. But then obviously there's others in the mix at the 9%, 10% yields as well on completion. So I like that, man. That's solid. That's strong.
Yeah, look, and probably something like for other people, like investors to note, they weren't like one of them was locked in a lease, so the yield it was still good, but not crazy, not 9% at first. But it's like having that foresight to, in 4 months, then it's going to be
the release.
480, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and the next one's another bread and butter. So it was around the same time. These 3 deals were around the same time. I think Jack Keane sent me both of these 2 deals on the same day.
No way. There you go. Jack getting the double in, being efficient.
Yeah. So the next one was another bread and butter in North Queensland.
Okay.
That was a 480K purchase.
Yep.
A solid yield, 6.4% yield.
Yep.
490 rent.
Yep.
25K discount, and recent val 572.
Okay, sweet. So we're up nearly 100K as well. What time of year was that? Do you know? That was last year, you said?
Yeah, it would have been like July last year.
Okay, so nearly 100K up in a circa 12-month window as well. So seeing some good growth across the board, man. Seen some good growth across the board. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. What do we have left in the mix as well, man? We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
That was
8.
deal number 7 with
Okay.
APS.
With APS, sweet.
Yeah. Then I had to cut. Yeah, I would have sold the 2 of the personal name deals by then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Primary residence?
So primary residence would be getting sold now.
Yeah, okay, sold now. Talk to me about the sale of the primary residence, because that was obviously dear to Kayleigh's heart at the time when you guys bought it. How was she at this point, and what was a turning point of being okay to sell the primary residence?
Yeah, so this is where we're starting to get stuck again. So like I said to you before, we got the primary residence because, that was very important to my wife, Kayleigh.
Yeah.
But I guess she's starting to see some results, and, I've been chipping at her. I was really chipping at her since we bought the place.
Yeah.
Just finally, I actually, said, look, I actually promised her that one day we'd move to Southeast Queensland to get this deal, get it over the line. So she'd be willing to sell the primary residence.
Yep.
But essentially just, her seeing the results. It's one thing me telling her, if we do this, you know what I mean? But because she's starting to see all these results, it's sort of like, this is probably like, a massive sacrifice Kayleigh has had to make and just trusted me, right? Because the PPI is important to her.
Yep.
But now she can see, the results and what it can do for us.
For sure, man. For sure.
Yeah.
And were you giving her little updates every time you got a big val and stuff as well?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah.
It makes sense, right? Like if you're getting like that one on settlement that was up 130K, it's pretty hard to beat numbers like that, right? And hard to go against that. So that's cool, man. That's cool. So you've gone through, you've sold the PPLR. Shout out to Fady.
Yeah, actually, Fady. Good on you, Fady.
And then so we've obviously been able to restructure some debt of obviously the primary residence debt. We speak about this all the time, being that liability, probably the biggest liability you're going to have in your portfolio is that primary residence.
Right.
So you've cleared that. We've moved forward.
Yeah. So
what have we banged out now?
Now, couple more bread and butters. So now we're moving to, I won't say where it is.
The secret
new
source.
secret location.
Yeah,
so
here we go.
Another little bread and butter. Paulie Dem. Again, he's got me some deals. So this one would have been like November 24.
Okay.
So a little gap, like maybe 4 month, 3 month gap.
Nice.
While we were
Good
doing
timing,
the process.
entry wise of that market as well.
Yeah. So this is a 440K purchase, just a 3x2, rent 520 straight away.
Yep.
6.2% yield. Current val on that's 487.
Okay, sweet. I guarantee you that's low as well because the market, like it's
jumping there, hey.
Big way.
Yeah.
Big way. Yeah, beautiful, man. Rip through.
Next one, same time. So this is my first, was Morgs Bailey deal.
Here we go.
Bales, yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
Shout out to Bales and Morgs. Same location.
Okay.
3x1. Price 435K.
Okay.
Rent straight away for 540, 6.5% yield.
Nice, man. Nice. Val at the time, like discount?
So discount at the time, I actually don't have that on here, but it wasn't too long ago. I guess it was end of 24, so like 6 months ago.
6 months, yeah.
Current val 465.
Okay. Yeah, that's way under too.
Yeah.
Just knowing what that market's doing, there's no way in 6 months.
It's just a desky,
Yeah, it'd be 100. It'd be 100 up. Both of those would be 100 up.
Yeah, okay.
So, is that the round or you got one more?
In terms of like banging out these
Deals?
ones.
Yeah.
No, there's more. Let's
go. Yeah. Mate, it's going. It's continuing on.
Got another bread and butter at the same time. Different location, still won't disclose.
Yes.
Another bread and butter. This one actually isn't too bad as well in terms of like I'd live in it. but I won't. 4x2, 527K. This was Bales and Morgs again.
Okay, beautiful. Dynamic duo.
Yeah, smashed it. 527, 5.5% yield, 560 a week rent.
Yep. Sweet.
Actually just got a val on that for 607.
607s are up 80K.
Yeah.
In when did you buy that? Start of this year, start of 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, man. 80K up in circa 4 to 6 months on that. 4 to 5
I think
months.
maybe Feb, so not too long ago.
Yeah, sweet, man. That's juicy, man. That's juicy uplift already. And so you've transitioned back into obviously a bit of a bread and butter run as well. We've worked what we need to from a cash flow perspective, and then continue to acquire some bread and butters. We're stripping equity for most of these purchases as well, right?
Yeah, to get them. Yeah, but they're all in succession, so I haven't stripped these ones.
Yeah.
But then there's one more bread and butter.
Yeah.
So if we're banging these out, so same time, another bread and butter. Back in the previous location, Paul Dem again.
Mate, we're just going to title this The Paul Dem Show.
Pretty much. 515K purchase, rent straight away 580.
Okay, beautiful.
Solid yield, 6% yield.
What do you reckon she's worth now?
Oh, look, I just got a val 540, but
they're all deskies,
yeah.
So they're all going to be undershooting what they are. Yeah, man, that's nice. But
even if they are, they're still done well.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Of
That's
course,
still
man.
good.
Yeah, of course.
Because that's just Feb, March,
Yeah. No, knowing what the market's done in the last quarter,
it's jumping there.
I can tell you there's no way it's sitting at that money. You would see it from deals coming through as well.
Yeah, they're jumping.
That's nice, man. And that rounds it all out, right?
Yeah, that's it, man.
12 deals, 16 rentals. We've sold. What I love, man, as well, is like you've been willing to sell. You sold 3 properties in the journey as well, which so many people aren't willing to do that. They get fixated on this emotional thing of not wanting to sell deals and sell properties off. But yeah, man, like you can see the needle movers that it's had in your journey, in your portfolio. And we probably didn't dive into so much around the exact numbers around that of like what it opened up each time you sold. But obviously the first sale was just realizing you need to sort of get out and move on and find something else as a different asset class. Adelaide was a strategic sale to obviously be able to continue moving forward, as was the primary residence as well, man. So I love sort of like almost the unemotional business-like approach you've taken to this, and even like Kayleigh getting on board with, because obviously it's a big decision, baby on the way, and then making the decision to sell the primary residence.
Pregnant,
Mate, that's a huge call because it's purely a business decision, and taking that emotional play out of the equation, which would be huge with a baby incoming, man. So like you're saying before around like, she's firmly been on the journey with you as part of this. There's a lot of people that wouldn't have been, a lot of partners that wouldn't have been willing to make that sort of sacrifice for the greater good of the journey, which you've obviously been able to explode since then. Like we're talking, another 4 or 5 properties since the sale of that as well, which obviously has exploded, position wise, man. If that market goes through doubling in the next, 3-5 years or whatever it is, that could be like the primary residence and the GC that she's wanting. You know what I mean? Like she's had that longer term approach, which I love, man, that she's been willing to being open-minded to that, which we see so often a bit of a stalemate, from that perspective. So, man, massive shout out to her, and obviously massive shout out to yourself as well for chipping away at it as you've done. And yeah, back in APS, back in yourself, back in the strategy to achieve 12 property, 16 rental portfolio. And what's crazy, man? Like, we talk about strategy like a little bit, not like, nonchalantly or whatever, but like what you've done here, especially since you've been working with APS, it shows the power of strategy. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, you've done a deal, and you've done another deal, and then you've taken a few years out and then bought this and taken a few years out. And then all of a sudden, man, in what, a 2-year window, 18-month window, really. First property in October. Dude, we've just gone into June. There's a couple of days into June as we're recording right now. 18-month window, gone from 3 to 12, 16 rentals in that time frame as well. And that includes taking a step back of a couple of sales in there too. So it just shows the power of quality deals combined with strategic execution, man. And proof's in the pudding, man, what you guys have been able to smash out here as well. So, man, massive congratulations and hats off to both yourself and Kayleigh.
Yeah, thank you. And shout out to Kayleigh. I actually forgot that, she was pregnant while we were selling it.
That was huge.
So,
I remember when you told me that on that mentoring call pre that decision. And I remember us having that chat going like, I don't know if you want to think about this, or like I think you brought it up to me that we're sort of thinking about it. And I was like, well, that's a huge call because of obviously what you're looking to, what's incoming. But yeah, we mapped out what's going to happen if you do it. And it was just,
I think I knew I think it was on our first mentoring call, right? I was like, I know that Sam's going to tell me to sell my PPR. So I like sort of prepped it and like sort of, got it across the line beforehand because I knew that was going to be, because I was getting stuck, right? It's like, well, how bad do you want it, right? Yeah. So that's what it comes down to. Yeah. And obviously, I couldn't have done it if my wife didn't back me 100%. Yeah. But it's just like, what are you willing to do, I guess?
Can I ask you something on that as well? So obviously you were living in the primary residence in Fig Tree. Now you've moved down near Shell Cove, obviously renting for significantly less than what your primary residence mortgage was costing you anyway. What's the lifestyle shift been like of moving down to an area like that versus where the primary residence was? Because house-wise, it's significantly more expensive down there. But you're renting, that rent vesting lifestyle, like how are you guys finding that?
Yeah, it definitely makes sense where we are. We love it where we are as well. Yeah. But it's heaps better. I love renting.
It is good, eh? It is good, man.
Yeah, but then obviously, renting a place that's nicer. Yeah. But it's also, cheaper. Yeah. So it just makes sense where we live.
Yeah. And you look at what you've been able to accumulate. We're talking another, $2-3 million worth of properties since that time. Yeah. And you've unlocked the ability to do a lot more since then as well. Yeah. So even moving forward too. So, man, I love it, dude. Man, any final sort of things you want to throw in on the journey, man?
Obviously, APS has been a big part of the journey. I know we've been speaking about that, but obviously all yourself and the whole team, right? So couldn't have done it without yous as well. So like without those like deals, like you just mentioned, like it wouldn't be possible. So massive part of the journey meeting you guys. So thank you.
Nah, pleasure, man, pleasure. Final thoughts on School of Property as well?
School of Property, I think you don't charge enough for that, to be honest. I'm surprised what you put in there, but look, I guess it's all the stuff like we're talking about, the strategy. So like the SMSF is awesome. Like I can't believe you've got that in there, but real juicy. But just it puts all the pieces together, right? So you can learn all of it from podcast, like learn a lot from podcasts. But it's about putting it all together in the strategy. Yeah.
I think someone was on, I don't know who it was just recently, was saying, I think it was Dave Harwood, like last month at time of recording when his came out. And he was saying like, you give a lot away in the potty, but it's like that final like 5 to 10% that you kind of keep behind closed doors. That's the real game changer. And I think it's important to note that, man, because like obviously, on a free platform, I'm going to give as much as I can that gives great value and, gets everyone, wanting to go hard and gives them, some good guidelines around how to do everything, but it's that final piece is sort of unlocked within there as well, man, that I love. Man, I've got 2 things to wrap up here. Second thing will be rapid fire, which I always love to finish with. But first thing, man, best piece of advice to others.
Like young investors? Yeah. I'll probably like get educated, definitely. Yep. I know we were just talking about School of Property, not trying to just plug it again. Like get educated. So, those things that, at the beginning of my journey, picking the deals, that stuff doesn't happen to you, but also, looking at value over cost, right? Like, so engaging the right professionals. It's like, it's not what something costs you, it's the value you're going to get out of it. I think value over cost is a very big thing that a lot of people, they sort of don't get.
Yeah. I think until you go through it, man, and like sometimes the most expensive lessons are like, it's expensive lessons, you know what I mean? And like sometimes exactly as you're saying, that's not what something costs you, it's what it's going to make you. But even, around lessons, man, like they can be the most expensive and you typically make them when you're uneducated. So it's a great point, man. I appreciate you sharing it.
Yeah, thanks.
Mate, rapid fire. You ready to jump in?
Rapid fire. Okay, let's go.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's make it punchy, brother. Let's jump straight into it. Man, biggest goal you're chasing?
Biggest goal. So like 300K net passive is the goal, but I guess why that is the goal is just about like building that security and stability for my family and intergenerational. That's the why, but 300K net.
Yeah. Have you got a time frame on it?
By 2030.
2030? Beautiful. On the stage, 2030, 300K net
we'll
passive. I love it. Dream primary residence.
Actually, Kayleigh was watching Lux listings last night. I seen the Crypto Castle. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen
Coogee? That was pretty hectic.
Crypto Castle?
Yeah.
Here we go. Might need a few more bread
but
and
it was
butter
in
for that
Coogee.
one.
I probably want it to be up north somewhere a bit warmer.
Yeah.
Maybe the Crypto Castle in like Sunshine Coast.
Okay, yeah. I love it, mate. Relocate, just pick it up. Pick the whole thing up and take it up there.
I think that was like 40 mil or something.
Jesus.
But I obviously don't want that.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Dream holiday location?
Look, probably really want to go to Portugal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I went there last year, man. It's hectic.
Yeah.
It's hectic.
I always wanted to go there. So I've done a bit of Europe, but didn't do Portugal.
Yeah. You go to a little port region across the river and then you stumble your way up and watch the sunset over the river. It's unbelievable, man. Absolutely loved it. That's a good one, man. I'd say dream job. I feel like you've got it, but dream job?
Yeah, broke it.
Favorite food?
GYG for sure.
GYG? Yeah. You and Deckers, man. Me on the bloody Zambreros. Hey?
That's why I hide it.
You guys just bonded over that. I love it, man. Favorite beverage?
I don't drink alcohol, but Pepsi Max for sure.
Pepsi Max.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the VBs because of the cans back there. Or maybe the
SPC
sauce. The SPC sauce. Pepsi Max?
Yeah, for sure.
Beautiful. All right, mate, I got a true or false for you. Now, Kayleigh gave me this one. In your youth, you actually wanted to be a master French pastry chef.
True.
I thought so. I was surprised when she told me, but there we go. True. All right, true or false? At the Sydney Summit after party, you WWE wrestled Duke Nukem, Luke Chusen, and beat him.
Yeah, sorry, Lukey.
You took him out, eh?
Nah, dude.
That was a big one.
I wouldn't do that to you.
He's a big unit. So, mate,
I couldn't do it to you.
We'll concede draw here. We'll concede draw. Mate, what is the biggest animal you could survive in a fight?
Oh,
Luke Chusen.
I don't know. Maybe like one of those giant tortoises or something. Like, I can't fight.
You reckon? Just wrestle him or something?
Yeah, just run around it.
I love it, man. All right, mate. Final question. Tell me something about yourself and most people wouldn't know.
Ooh. I can't swim.
You can't swim?
Yeah, or not very well. I don't float. I'm pretty scared of the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
Not like I can't swim very well. Actually, had not too long ago, I was nearly drowned in the ocean on a boogie board of all things.
No
and
way.
Like, I got caught in a rip and like got no idea what I'm doing. And Kayleigh's I'm like kilometers out. I'm waving to her. And she's like, "Hi." I'm like, I'm drowning.
I'm kilometers out. Get you on purpose.
Yeah, I don't really advertise that.
Yeah, right. There you go. Yeah, you wouldn't, would you? Not too many. You'd be going to swimming holes out of Katoomba. Bloody hell. Well, mate, Jack, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show, man. I really appreciate you sharing your story, your journey, and your fear of the open ocean, mate. It's man, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on and sharing the story, man. So thank you very much.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure, mate. Absolute pleasure. Listeners, I hope you took some great value from today's episode. If you did, make sure you send it on to someone else who you think could take some great value or be inspired by Jack's story as well. And until next week, guys, that's another Scouting Australia podcast.